back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's Friday evening here in Findlay, Ohio. Anderson's in the house. What's happening, Anderson?
Just got done moving somebody else. Thank you for roping me into that once again. Good thing it wasn't 15 degrees outside and snowy.
That's right. Anderson has a trailer. One of our buddies needed help moving, so he got volunteered, and he loved it because afterwards we got to go out and have some beers. We stopped by Modcraft Brewing here in Findlay, had a couple beers, talked with the folks there, had a really good time, tried their blonde ale, which was really nice. Then we hit up Logan's, which is an Irish bar and restaurant, had a little something to eat. Now we're back at the Casa, getting ready to have a beer. The beer we have today is from Unibroue, not like Unibroue, like Anthony Davis, Unibroue the brewery. Saison 13, Megadeth inspired beer. Where'd you find this one, dude?
I was in a beer store that I used to avoid up in Lakewood called Ross Beverage. I went to that place years ago, and it was just overly cramped, packed with beer, just kind of claustrophobic store. So I haven't been there in a few years. A couple months ago, you had asked me to look for a special Guinness beer. I thought I'll stop in there and see if they have it. And the place has, I don't know if they've remodeled, but they've reorganized. It's much easier to walk around in the store, much easier to look at the beers. And so since looking for that Guinness beer, I've stopped back in there a few times. And the other day, I found this beer. And it's the first time I've seen it, even though apparently it's been out since 2019.
Yeah, I mean, it is odd. I mean, like I said, the Unibroue beers aren't that hard to find. I mean, usually you see them around, and they're really good beers for the most part, but I haven't seen this one. I'd seen the first Megadeth one, the A Tout Le Monde, and it's a good beer, right?
Right,
I mean,
yes,
it's a good beer.
absolutely.
But I have yet to see this one, so I was pretty excited when you came back with these. So Unibroue, probably mispronouncing it, so please forgive me, Francophiles, is from Chamblay, Quebec, Canada. Le Fin du Monde is a really good beer. It's probably, I guess, their flagship beer or whatever they're most famous for is wonderful. They have Trois Pistoles, a bunch of other things that are really good. Usually you get a mixed 12-pack that has a number of their beers in them, all solid, all really good beers. I'd love to get up there one day and check out that brewery, but I hadn't seen this one. It was also kind of cool. I went to the website. There was a bunch of beers on there that I've never seen anywhere that they make. I don't know, maybe they're Canada exclusives or they're just not in Ohio or what. I don't know what the deal is. But, you know, I'm always kind of excited to try some things from this brewery. So this one comes in at 6.1% ABV, 19 IBUs. This is a farmhouse ale, Saison. And I'm kind of interested to see how it is. Untapped gave it a 3.5. Beer Advocate had an 87 grade of very good. You know, I'm kind of interested to see what's. Let's see on the side here, we have some comments. Our Saison 13, with its pale amber color and red orange hue, is brewed with 13 carefully selected ingredients. This delicious Saison offers the perfect combination of malt, fruit, and spices, punctuated by the fresh hops taste. And actually, if you go to the website and read it, he was talking about Dave Mustaine and his fascination with the number 13. So I guess they worked closely with Dave Mustaine and put together a beer with 13 ingredients. So, you ready to give this one a shot?
Well, something interesting on the can, it says it's non-re-fermented. I'm not sure what that means.
Do you think that means there's no reefer in it?
Maybe.
Possibly.
But are some of their other beers re-fermented, or does this mean it's just not can fermented, or I'm not sure what that actually
I'm not even sure what that means,
right,
to be honest. Yeah, maybe it's like a lost in translation thing here from the French to English. I don't know, man.
I would also like to know what the 13 carefully selected ingredients are.
Yeah. I mean,
we didn't see them listed on the website or on the can.
We're sure what a couple of them are, right? I mean, you got some hops or this or that. But
yeast.
Yeah. And then they probably threw in enough things until Dave was happy with it and didn't smash the place up and get angry. I don't know. Isn't that how it works? All right, let's give it a shot, man. We're going in. I'm going with the Modcraft glass I just picked up today. He's got a Findlay crafted, so 2 Findlay breweries being represented here today.
Nice pop on the can.
It is. As MRE Steve would say, nice hiss.
And once again, I'm doing a horrendous job of pouring the beer.
A knobhead pour, as our friends across the pond here would say. I'll tell you what, farmhouse and saisons are kind of, they're love-hate with me. I kind of like them, but sometimes I think they tend to be really, really over-carbonated.
Absolutely. They're almost like champagne. I guess that's kind of the style.
You know what, though? I will say this, just looking at it from the offset, it doesn't look like I thought it would. A lot of times when you have the farmhouse, they have that clumpy head on it. It doesn't really have that. And it's not overly carbonated and going all over the place like a lot of farmhouses are. As far as color, it does have a nice kind of orange hue to it. I don't know what you call it. Maybe like a dark gold with an orange hue. Head.
It's a little more clear than I thought it would be.
Yeah, for a farmhouse. Yeah. I mean, you get maybe a tiny bit of cloudiness, but not much.
And the can does say a red-orange hue.
Yeah.
So I guess that's right on point there.
Yeah. Head. I mean, this is moldable fingers. Nice, white, frothy. Looks a little chunky. As it kind of dissipates, you see it get like...
Slowly.
Yeah.
Very slowly dissipating.
Yeah, but you
Slowly
see it get
dissipating.
like that clumpiness as it goes. Smell.
I mean, it's got a very faint farmhouse style smell, if you know what that smell is, but
Yeah. I mean,
nothing very strong.
No, I mean, it's like a little bit of hops, a little bit of, I don't know, that's about it, honestly. Maybe a light bit of malt, a little bit of hops.
You might be able to detect a slight hint of like orange zest, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's not a bad smell overall. It's a nice smell. It's just kind of docile, if that's
Right.
or faint or something. It's there, but it's not really, it's
just
not
a hint-
pronounced.
Just a hint of a smell.
Yeah. It is nice, though. You do pick up a little bit of maybe like an orange smell. All right, man. Let's do this. Cheers. I think the citrus taste is a lot more pronounced. In the in the nose you pick it up a tiny bit, but you do pick up the citrus, I think, pretty early.
You do pick up the citrus. It's also lighter in body than I kind of expected. I mean, like you said before when we first opened it, a lot of these farmhouse saisons are very overly carbonated, and this definitely is not. There's not a whole lot of carbonation in the mouthfeel at all.
This is, I think, pretty well put together. I mean, again, they do pretty good beer, so I'm not really surprised. A lot of farmhouses, I think, taste, I don't want to say kind of like minor league, but a lot of them are a bit over-carbonated, a bit kind of light in the mouthfeel, a little bit, not a whole lot going on. Where this actually has a little bit of depth to the flavor. It's got a nice body. I think it's like a nice medium body. Isn't super carbonated. It's kind of like a smooth beer. I mean, you could drink a few of these, no problem. Usually you drink a farmhouse like 3 sips in, I'm burping like a madman, right? I'm not really getting that from this.
Well, again, usually they're very high carbonated, almost like a champagne, and this is not. Not to say that it's flat by any means, but compared to other saisons, I would say it's flat. Not that it is, but that's
as far as the taste.
As far as other saisons go.
As far as the taste, I think you pick up obviously like some orange zest kind of thing, like a little bit of a citrus zest, but I think it's probably more orange. You pick up a little bit of malt. You get a little bit of hops in it as well. It's not crazy hop, but you do pick up a little bit of, slight bit of hops on a little bit of bitterness.
Just like the smell, the flavors are very light.
Yeah, but I think this is pretty well put together. Again, for 6.1 ABV, I don't think it tastes even remotely, not that 6.1 is boozy, but it doesn't taste 6.1. This is a sessionable, drinkable beer for sure. I mean, I could drink a couple of these.
Lots of these, yeah,
no problem.
Easily. I wonder if again, talking about the saisons and farmhouses, if this whole thing about this being non-re-fermented, if the re-fermentation is what gives those style beers the abundance of carbonation.
Do you know what though? The abundance, it's not even like an abundance, it's almost like an overabundance.
Right.
So much so, a lot of times you open them, it's just like a hot mess all over the place.
Like you shook up a can of soda and it just...
Yeah. This doesn't have it. I mean, this is a lot more refined. I honestly think it's good. Now, the one thing I will say is it's not quite the color and it's not quite what I think of a Saison, but it's good.
No, but it is the color that was described on the can.
100%. But usually when you see Saisons, they're a lot lighter. But I think this is a really good beer. For sure, I'd have another one of these. How about you?
Absolutely. I definitely have another one. I'm again surprised that I'm just now finding it since it's been out since 2019.
Yeah, that is a little crazy. You think it's been around and you haven't seen it. I mean, not to say they're everywhere, but
No, but in Cleveland,
see it.
I have quite the selection of beer stores. I mean, there's 3 great ones that I can walk to, and they have.
He's bragging right now. See, I don't have that, but he's bragging. That's all
And
right.
they generally carry a lot of the Unibroue beers. So it's just surprising that this is the first time I've seen it.
Do you think they're going to get sued by Anthony Davis for stealing the Unibroue moniker? Do you think that's what's going to happen? I don't know.
Different country.
Listen, overall, this is a solid beer, and I definitely would have another one. This gets a thumbs up. What do you think?
Absolutely, give it a thumbs up. I will have another one.
For sure. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, jump in down below. If you've run into this beer somewhere, let me know. Again, surprised we haven't seen this on the shelves somewhere in all the travels over the years, but I guess it's been out there for about 2 years now. We've somehow missed it. Hey, until next time, cheers.